Hello. In this video we're looking at tips for building the Newman Miniatures model of the French locomotive L'Aigle, an experimental engine holding the record for the largest standard gauge wheels ever fitted to a locomotive, 9 feet 4 inches, second only to the Great Western broad gauge locomotive Hurricane. This particular model is a milestone for Newman Miniatures. Not only is it our first purely continental design, but also it is the very first one using 3D printed wheels, rods and couplings, all developed in-house as a complete model, not dependent on external parts. Most parts of the model are exactly like every other on the Newman Miniatures range. There are various basic elements like little pieces of styrene strip to hold the wheels in place, and similarly there are potential details you can add if you want to, a regulator, reversing lever, and by the same token of course the tender handrails and the spark arrestor, something quite novel with this locomotive compared to many of the British conversions. Now, what stands out a little bit more and requires a little bit more detail consists of the various parts of what is in essence the bundle pack, because of course there are the rods, the wheels, there's outside valve gear and such like. Now the main coupling which is provided, you can always of course use an NEM coupling glued straight in, but this one however is designed with the angled section to the top and can be pinned straight in place. The outside valve gear likewise can be glued straight in. You'll notice there's a little block on the back that correlates to the slide bars of the locomotive, and so again a simple straight fit. Do make sure that there's enough clearance with the rods behind them. Regarding the rods, these just need the holes drilling out. You'll notice that the main rods between wheels and piston have a slightly thicker rear. If you make sure that the thicker part is inwards, just to help clear the pins on the main coupling rods themselves. And as you can see in the pictures, the other end of this, where it meets the piston, has the pin on the outside, so the rods are inboard of the slide bars. Regarding the slide bars themselves, these need very slight modification of 1mm steel strip. Now, as you can see in the image here, the main dimensions are down. It's important not to force them into the plastic if too tight. There is a risk of cracking the plastic, of course. So if you file them down as you see here, they should fit absolutely perfectly. And you can always use a fret saw blade just to clear out the holes as well. This is also part of the reason why the fronts of the cylinders are separate, to aid with clearing them out and fitting them. Those front parts can then be painted and slotted straight in place. And really that's all there is to it. The rest of it, as said, is a very simple build, just in the same format as many of our others, but giving something very unusual, very notable, and hopefully something which will be a talking point on your model railway. I hope this has been of interest, and thank you for watching.